Hey, welcome to ASAF Stretching for Health. We got Physiotherapist Mahveen Moiz with us. This is the continuation of the second of the stretching. Last week we had the upper body stretching, and today probably it's the lower body. Mahveen would show. So over to you, Mahveen.
Hello, welcome everybody. Today we're continuously doing the stretching phase. The first part we did, like was explained, upper body. Today I'm going to continue and show you a few series of stretches to do the lower half and the back. As most of us walk, run, bike, there's a lot of stiffness built up in the lower legs and the lower body, which leads to tightness and pain in the low back. A lot of people suffer with low back pain. One of the important causes of low back pain is tightness in the legs. So let me guide you through a series of lower back, spinal twist, and stretching for the legs. Okay, so we will use two things today. I will use a stretching strap and either a cushion, a pad, or a towel that works to put under your knees. So whatever's comfortable for you. Before I guide you through my series, please make sure you are following and listening to your body. If it is painful for you, please do not go deeper in the stretch. If you have any sports injuries, conditions, ligament tears, instability in your hips, knees, or ankles, please make sure you and only do what is comfortable for you. So let's start right away. I will show you this. Yeah. So when you are standing, you can either face the wall or you can go sideways. I will show you both views so it's comfortable for you to follow along and do that at home and you don't miss on any of the cues. So the first stretch, for stability, we can put our hands on the wall. We grab our ankle with our legs. Make sure you're not grabbing right at the toes, you're grabbing at the ankle. Hips are facing forward, we are comfortable, we have a wide base stance, so we do not fall. Hands either on the wall or in front, whatever is comfortable. So go ahead and hold your ankle right above here. For some people who are tight in the quadriceps, just putting your heel to your bum, you will feel a stretch. If you're quite flexible and that is not enough for you, the idea to get a stretch in the front of the leg is to take the leg away from the hip, and then you will feel a really comfortable, nice, strong stretch right in the front. So the idea is just not to touch the heel to the bum. The idea is to pull the leg away from the hip so you get a front stretch right in the upper half of the hips and in the quadriceps as well. We will stay here for a few seconds. Make sure you're not turning in either of the directions. You're facing forward and then slowly come down. We switch to the other leg. Switch yourself around. Hand again on the wall for support and good balance. Take your hand, grasp above the ankle and pull the hip. If you have good balance, you can go a little bit deeper in the pose by lifting your hip a little bit higher. Make sure do not turn in either of the directions. Hand at the ankle and just hold right here. Okay? Make sure you feel a nice deep stretch. Second, let's go on the most notorious muscle of the lower body. That is the IT band. The IT band consists of a really thick fascia that runs along the side of the legs. So right along the seams of your pants, that's the IT band running on the side. It is a really hard muscle or fascia to stretch because it has a lot of strong attachments and it's a thick, more stiff type of muscle. So I'll show you the front view first and then I'll show you how you can support your hand for good balance. You will cross one leg in front of the other. Now, the leg that you have crossed, that hand will stay on the side and you lean away to feel a stretch on this side. So on the side of the wall, one hand on the wall, cross the left leg over to the right leg and lean away. Push your right hip into the wall and lean away. You will feel a stretch on the side. So we are stretching the opposite side that crosses over. Now we can take a right leg over to the left hand going down and stretch away. You will feel a stretch at the right top half of this hip quadrant. You might not feel a stretch all the way. The best way to roll is to roll the IT band to get a good stretch around here using either a foam roller or like a tennis ball. Okay? The next one we are going to gastrocnemius muscle, the calf, the upper of the calf. The calf has superficial calf and the deeper part of the calf. We are stretching the superficial part of the calf. So sideways, you will put one hand again for stability, take a bigger lunge, and you bend the front leg. The front leg should not go more than 90. Puts a lot of stress on the knee. So make sure if you're not feeling a stretch, you take your leg back a little bit more. The front leg should be bent to 90. The back leg should be straight and the heel should stay on the ground. If your heel rides up, if you're not able to touch the ground with the heel, make sure you take a little bit step forward, then you should be able to get a nice deep stretch. You'll feel a little bit of a burn, but that's all right. We hold the stretches ideally for 10 to 15 seconds. If you want to start with 5, that's well enough. You can slowly build it up to 10 to 15 seconds. We switch sides here, other leg in the front, this leg at the back. Again, make sure you have your hand for stability so we are not losing our balance here. This knee is not going past 90. We need to stay in 90 or less than 90. And the heel should not be riding up. The heel should be grounded well. If you don't feel a stretch, bring it a little bit forward. If you don't feel a little bit of stretch, slide it, shimmy it a little bit more back. The knee should be straight. The back knee is not bent, it is straight. Okay? Let's go down now and I'll show you a few stretches lying down. I will use a stretching strap. You can either grab a towel or a strap, whatever you have at home. First, I'll put this is a stretching strap I have. It has some loops which help me to stretch and put my legs and hands wherever it's comfortable for me. So, we lie down, lift this leg up, toes pointing down all the way. This leg can be bent if you have any back pain. If you have good mobility in your back and you don't feel too tight, you can stretch the other leg and make it active. That means flex this toe. That is down. Now, if we go all the way up, we will feel a good stretch right in the back of our leg. We hold it here for a few seconds. Keep breathing. Do not hold your breath while you're stretching. That's an important key part of stretching. Do not hold your breath. Put the strap right through the other leg. Take it up. Either keep the opposite knee bent or you can stretch it all the way. You'll feel a little bit of a deep stretch. You can point your toes towards you, both the toes, the right and the left, the leg that is down and the leg that is top as well. You will feel a really nice, good stretch. We will sit up and we do a little bit of the calf stretch now in here as well. So when you're high up, you feel a stretch in your calf. When you are sitting straight and you point your toes towards you and you pull the strap towards yourself, you will feel a stretch right in this area. Then the stretch will not go all the way to the upper half and the hips. So sitting up, you can do a calf stretch. When you lie down and you take your leg all the way up, you feel the hamstring stretch, the posterior part of the leg. That is the back compartment of the thigh. Now, from here, we want to do a little bit of low back stretching in the upper hip area. Keep your knees together, feet together. Feet are not apart. Feet are together, knees are together. Bend your knees, whatever is comfortable for you. Don't go too far out, don't go too in. Just whatever is comfortable. Then we will have the arms out, either up or straight out, and then we turn. This is called lumbar rolling. If you're tight here and your legs don't touch the ground, you can put a hand and slowly push the legs down. You will feel a stretch in the upper part of this hip, opposite hip area. We hold it for a few seconds. We go back in the middle, take a nice breath, and then we go to the opposite side. Again, you can take a hand and push these knees down If they're riding up too high, you will feel a stretch right in the opposite part of the hip, a little bit into your upper mid-back area as well if you're tight. We hold here for a few seconds, then we come up. Let's sit up and come back to tabletop position. One of the really common, comfortable stretches to do for the low back is a cat-camel stretch. It eases out the tension in the lower back area. People sitting for work for more than 6 to 8 hours, people standing for works, all have tension right in the lower area. So let's start with the tabletop position. What that means is your knees are under your hips and your hands are under your shoulders, and all of them are hip width apart. From here, we will arch ourselves and then we will make an opposite rainbow. So a rainbow and an opposite rainbow with the spine. This is to decompress the spine and help us ease the lower back stiffness. So first, I will start to sink in from the hips, tailbone out, and then look up all the way as much as you can, creating an arch with your spine. Inhale. As you exhale, you take everything up, arch yourself up, and chin to chest. Hold here for a few seconds. Let's do one more flow. Hips out, stretching yourself, looking up all the way. Make sure you do not fall back. Make sure you maintain the tabletop while you're stretching. Inhale. As you exhale, start arching up, tucking your tailbone in. And when you can't do anything in the spine, make sure you take your chin to your chest to arch all the way. All right. Let me guide you through a few series of stretches in different positions like a flow and dynamic stretching. So from here, from the tabletop, you put your toes together and sit back. If you have any problems with sitting like this, you can either put a pillow here, because if you have any stiffness here and any pain in your back, you can put a pillow right under your bum. If you have any arthritis in the knees, if you have any sports injuries, instabilities, muscle tears, any ACL injuries, anything, and you feel the compression on the knees is going to hurt, we can use a towel rolled up under the knee, just so when we put pressure on it, the pressure does not cause any pain at the end of the knee. All right? Okay. So toes are together, sitting all the way back, we go and stretch ourselves out into a child's pose. So hands all the way. As you go into the pose, make sure when you're breathing, you feel the breath right in your back. And as you exhale, you feel lengthening all through your spine. So focus your thoughts, channel your energy, and pay attention to your breath. And when you can feel your breath in the back, make sure when you exhale, you feel a little bit of lengthening in the spine. And we will do a little bit of spinal twist here in this pose as well. So I will show you the front view. We are sitting all the way back, hands all the way forward and down. Try to feel the energy going to your back. As you exhale, slowly come back up. And we will go in two other directions, once towards the left knee, once towards the right knee, to get a little bit of a spinal shift and to get the stretching done on the sides as well. So go down, come back up. Now we go to the side. Let's go towards the left knee first. So you should feel a little bit of stretch on the right side, that is the opposite side. If your head doesn't touch the ground, no problem. You should just be feeling a nice and gentle stretch and come back. Let's go towards the right side, pointing towards the right knee. So you go in the direction, your arms stretched out, few rest breaths here, and then a nice deep inhale and an exhale, feeling a stretch all the way on the left side. We come back up, hands down, feet back, and we push ourselves up into a down dog. We cycle a little bit to feel a stretch into our calves here. As you push your heel down and you have active arms, you will feel the stretch coming all the way on your back thigh muscles. Lift one leg up, circle your ankle a little bit clockwise, counterclockwise, and then we bring it right in front, in between the two hands. And then we move back a little bit and rest the back knee down. Now we will bounce a little bit, straightening the front leg back and forth, until you feel a good stretch in the back of the thigh. Again, to deepen the stretch a little bit in the front leg, you can flex your toes. Make sure you're not rounding too much or crouching too much. You have a nice, comfortable back. And then we bring this leg a little bit back. Hands up, inhale. As you exhale, go all the way back. And then you come back. If you have any disc issues, low back pain, sciatica, because of any nerve issues, some people might find going back a little bit uncomfortable. So please refrain from doing so if it makes you uncomfortable. So after coming back, hands on the hip, let's do a little bit of hip openers. We take this leg a little bit forward, and then again, we floss a little bit, bounce back and forth, making sure the front part of the other hip is opening up. If you feel a pinch here, you can go a little bit forward or backward, whatever's comfortable for you. You will be feeling the stretch in the leg that is the back. The back leg is opening up the hip. And you go back. Tuck your toes, push yourself up against, and just jiggle a few again. Leg up, circle, clockwise, counterclockwise. We bring this forward, go a little bit forward, bring the opposite leg down, and then we bounce a little bit back and forth again, stretching the front part of the leg. And you can flex your toes a little bit. Then we bring this leg back into a nice comfortable position. Inhale, as you exhale, go back, hold a few seconds, then come back and put our hands here. So we're squaring the hips. Make sure the hips are squared, the headlights are not turning in any direction. They got a point right in front. Hip width apart, comfortable balance. From here, you inhale and you exhale, and then you go a little bit front and forward. Again, if you feel any pinching in the opposite hip, make sure you adjust the length of your pace of your leg, wherever it is. You will feel a stretch right in this leg. It's a hip opener to stretch the flexors of the hip and to open up the hip from the front and from the side. All right. This feels good. Okay, hands right back here. Downward dog. And then we come back into sitting. Okay, let's go a little bit in seated stretching. So, inner thigh stretching, feet together, all the way back. So, I am a little bit stiff here. I'm pretty sure a few of you are stiff as well. If you're flexible, you should be able to go down a little bit more. But that just shows that when we are walking, again, sitting for longer hours, walking, we have a little bit of tightness in the inner thighs. So this is what we forget to stretch most of the times. We do a lot of standing stretches, hamstring stretches, calf stretches, but we generally ignore the inner thighs. All right, which leads to any impingement in the hips, bursitis, trochanteric pain, any pain around the hip. We try to do this stretch to loosen out the inner thighs as well, so it can balance the pressure on the outer aspect as well. Okay, so feet together, heels are together, toes are together. So start by holding at the toes and start trying to flutter, called a butterfly stretch, because we are trying to stretch by bouncing and fluttering like a butterfly. Okay, if you feel any pinching, let's go on one side. Then you can hold off, bend your elbow, stabilize one of the part of the hips, one knee, put the hand on the other knee and stretch this side out. So we are focusing on one side at a time. And then hold the stretch for a few seconds, then come back, stabilize with the other hand, use the other hand, push down. So we started kind of right here, and see, with a little bit of a stretching, I have gone down considerably. While you're doing this stretch, make sure you do not slouch and do this. That's really counterproductive to lower body and spinal stretching. We need to make sure we have good posture, nice enough, straight, heart open. Always need to do good lengthening in the spine to make sure we have good ergonomics of the back as well. All right, now from here, we will keep one leg bent. We will straighten out one leg all the way. Flexing the toes. The toes are not just dropping. The toes are flexed. One knee is bent. You can have it either right away against the opposite knee, or you can have it higher up, wherever is comfortable and wherever it can sit on the ground. Higher up is okay as well. It depends on how flexible you are. Opposite hand, the one that is the straight leg, that side hand. If the left leg is straight, we take the left hand, we put it right down by the hip. And then we will do a spinal flow. So the other hand will go all the way from this shoulder to the back corner of this room. Hold a few seconds, and then you sweep it right across to the other corner of the room. You should feel a stretch right from here going into the mid back, as well as a little bit into a lower back. Not a lot, just a little bit into the lower back. Hold for a few seconds. Make sure you're not holding your breath, and then you come back. Let's straighten the right leg out, toes pointing towards me, the left leg facing the knee or higher up, wherever it's comfortable, so it's facing down. The leg that is straight is the right leg, so I take my right hand out, put it right next to the hip, and stabilize myself in a good ergonomic position, so I'm not slouching. Again, open up your heart, focus on your breathing, get your thoughts right back into the muscles you're stretching, and start with good posture. Right hand here, we sweep our left from here, this corner of the room, right across to the other. I am a little bit tight, see, I cannot move. That shows my chest wall in the front, side, and back, it's all connected. I have some stiffness in my left shoulder, so I cannot sweep myself all the way back, which limits my lower back mobility as well. So this is a good fascia stretch for your whole back. Sweep yourself, hold for a few seconds, and then come back. The leg that is in front, we will just fold it back now, wherever it's comfortable, out or all the way back, whatever feels comfortable for you. From here, we will do spiders, a little bit of, again, decompression and stretching in the spine. We will do in 3 directions, once left, once center, and once right. So you make spiders with your hand and you put it right up against the left knee. The goal is to push down and go all the way up when you exhale. So spiders on the ground. Inhale, as you exhale, push down with the spiders on the hand and look up all the way. We will stay here for a few seconds, few rest breaths, and then come back. It's naturally compression for the spine and it will feel really good. When you push down, there'll be an automatic elongation in the back of your spine. It's like a really good, comfortable feeling. So we go front, spiders on the ground. We push and we inhale. As we exhale, we go up and look back all the way. A nice, comfortable, really good stretch for the back and for the neck as well. Because most of the times we're always looking forward onto our screens, books, or just looking down, chopping, cleaning, wherever we do, we always look forward. So this is a nice way to go back and stretch the front part of our neck as well. Lastly, on the right side, spiders on, push on the ground, inhale, as you exhale, look up and back all the way. Few seconds and then we come back. Cross your legs, come back in sitting. Let's get our hands out, focus our thoughts, channel our energy back towards our body. Feel you've done good work today, we've stretched ourselves out. We have let go of all the stress. Make sure this works for you. You're comfortable in this position. All these stretches worked out well for you. So just a few reps and then you let it go. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you like the flow of the lower body workout. Try to take a few minutes out. Leave me some feedback. Tell me what can I do to make you, something's better for you if you're having any issues. And stay hydrated, eat healthy, and stay safe. Over back to you.
Hi, thank you very much, Mahveen. That was really great. We'll take any questions if there is any. Zafar, do you see any questions on the chat or anybody in the participants here on Zoom? If you have any question for Mahveen?
We don't have any question into the YouTube chat session, but let me check if we have anything. No, I don't see any basic question.
Okay. No, that's really great. I think would be very beneficial for all the participants, and this is on live on YouTube, and it will remain part of ASAF YouTube channel. So people who could not join today, they can watch it on the YouTube channel. Anything else you want to add, Mahveen?
If you're having, let me add a few that I was expecting that people might ask, that people have a little bit of disc issues. That's the most common population that comes to me is with sciatic nerve pain, when people have low back pain and there is numbness and tingling all down into the legs. So let me show you a stretch that people can do if they have the sciatic pain. So the sciatic nerve travels right deep into the glutes. So people are not able to stretch it out. If you just do the knee to chest stretch, you're not able to get that stretch in that particular muscle. So what you do to get a better stretch into the glutes to release the pressure on the sciatic nerve. So you're lying down, knees are bent, you can cross one leg over to the top of the other leg and make sure it's pointing backwards. This is not sinking in towards your chest. So this is back, and then you make your hands like a tunnel right in through the opposite leg, and then you lift and push the opposite knee to your chest. You will feel a really deep stretch right going into this muscle, which relieves the tension on the sciatic nerve, because when we relieve that muscle, the pressure on the nerve is released, and that helps the people who have numbness, radiating pain, burning pain, to release that nerve so the pain is better. So that's one I would particularly give to people who have any disc issues or sciatic nerve pain.
Okay, again, thank you very much again. Mahveen, we also have Zishan Khan.
Yes.
Have any question? Go ahead, please. So, Zishan?
I think he's mute, so let me give him to mute.
Thank you, Pasha.
Oh.
Zishan, can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear you now. Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for allowing me to ask this question. Thank you, Mahveen. Amazing session. Your first session for upper body was amazing. I have constant, shoulder injuries. So I really tried that, and it opened up my shoulder. I have some knee issues, especially knee injury. So any tips for a person like me who cannot bend the knee, cannot get into like how you're sitting, how we sit in, with our knees bent.
Like you cannot do this?
Nope. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Thank you for that question, Zishan, and I'm glad you liked the first session and you're trying to do the stretches. So for people who have, like I said, knee injuries, who cannot flex the knee and put the pressure on the knee, the first one that I showed to you for the quadriceps going here, make sure you're not putting your heel to your bum. You're just stretching the ankle so that covers the front part of the leg. For the IT, you cross over and do the side stretch. For people who cannot do this kind of sitting, I encourage them to sit sideways. Zishan, is this a possibility for you, or even you cannot do this? This is a deer pose where you can sit.
I can certainly try.
try it and put a pillow here. Whichever knee is injured, try to put a pillow. Even if it's propped up, you can still do the hip openers here, because you won't be able to do this hip opener because the pressure is on the opposite knee. Maybe you can but to get a hip opener on the other side, you can just sit in this position. It's called a deer sitting position, where you can prop the injured knee up and you can stretch this leg back to feel a right stretch right in here through the other hip.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thanks for the tips. Really appreciate that.
My pleasure.
All right, so this was our second and the last of the two sessions. Mahveen, she's a professional physiotherapist with Beacon Hill Physiotherapy. And yeah, if you have any question, you can later on, you can contact us and we can connect you to Mahveen. Thanks again, Mahveen, for your precious time. And I see you are already ready for the holiday. So this is a nice setup you have. So have a great holiday, everybody, and stay safe and stay healthy. Keep on stretching and have a wonderful holidays.
Thank you, everybody. Happy holidays. Enjoy. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Bye-bye.